What's up, y'all? DJ Daryl here for another episode of Fatherhood Fraternity. And as you see by the title, we are doing sleep training, and this is day 1. So, for any parent, you know that sleep training is never something to look forward to, especially if you're doing the Ferber method. I know you've seen our video before. If you have tried to figure out how to get your kid to go to sleep by themselves, we're going through the same thing. So Zora is now, she's 8 months as of yesterday, and mommy is here to talk about what she feels, how she's feeling, what's next.
So right now it's about 7:53 p.m. and I keep eyeing the clock. There's a huge knot in my stomach. I'm very attached. She's breastfed. She's with me all day and all night. And for the first time, she's going to be moved to her own bed. And it's necessary because I want her to be able to self-soothe and to sleep comfortably. And it's hard. I'm sad. I know that emotionally it is best for both of us because let's be honest, she can't be in our bed forever. And I know that it's best for her development and emotional ability. And we're also going on a vacation in 4 weeks for a week. And Zora will not be with us. Ava won't be with us either. But I know that this will
It's our anniversary, guys.
It's our 5-year anniversary. Can you believe it? But I know that this will make that transition a lot easier for her and for me too. I'm thinking like I'm sad, but I'm not as sad. I don't know what part about kids growing up gets me emotional because they're our little kids and they're our little babies, and I just want to love her and hug her all day and night. I can't help myself.
So I guess I'll ask you a couple questions just for the record too. So her going into her own bed, what does this mean for her?
It means that she will be able to learn how to self-soothe, which is the biggest problem right now. She is very attached to me, knowingly, because I'm working from home.
It's COVID.
It's COVID.
We're giving each other grace. Like, it's not like this is regular circumstances. What you're going through is totally different than what other people would have had to deal with.
Yeah, in a regular time, it probably wouldn't be this hard, but yeah, working from home and she's breastfed about 24 hours a day.
COVID parents who are working from home with their kids, you guys got to understand the attachment that we're having with our kids. With Ava, with us being her teacher, it's just going to be so good for her to go to school and daycare, but we're still
and to show Zora that I want to be kind.
Right.
Yes.
All those things are in a transition where we haven't had to let them go. Zora has been with us every day for her whole life. No babysitter, no nothing. So this is brand new.
It's not one night that she's been away from me.
So
us.
Right. So speaking of us, what will her being sleep trained mean for us, or what would it mean for you?
For you, I guess you'll probably be able to sleep more comfortably. We take up about 75% of the bed.
85% of the bed.
So he'll be able to sleep more comfortable. I am going to be eyeing that camera like a hawk tonight. Hopefully it doesn't take long for her to fall asleep.
What is long?
I hope it takes 5 minutes. Okay, realistically, I think it took Ava, maybe the first night, it took her about 30 minutes before she fell asleep, and that was, you think it was longer than that?
I think it was like 2 hours.
Oh, I do not think it was 2 hours.
We only went in there the first time after 30 minutes.
Oh,
you know, with the
okay.
Ferber method, I gotta watch the video myself. I think we waited 30 minutes and then 20 minutes and then 15 and then just let her cry.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want your host to be up too much.
I know. Zora is so attached that if I'm not holding her, she's crying. If she's not this close to me, she's crying. If I walk past her in a room and I don't pick her up, she's crying.
If you don't acknowledge her.
Yeah, she will
It's
cry.
to the point of like she'll see or hear her.
Yeah.
And she's like, ah!
Mommy, come get me.
Right. So.
And I get her. I pick my baby up. I hold her. I love her. I kiss her. Yes, I do all of it. I do all of it.
Yeah, so.
Spoiled with love. Okay?
Kids don't get spoiled. Babies can't be spoiled. They need all the
Babies cannot
attention.
be spoiled.
This is us. This is us right now. And we're thinking it's going to take 3 or 4 days. What do you put it on?
I'll probably say like 4.5 days.
So this is Thursday. So you're saying by Monday?
By Monday, she should be able to lay down by herself. And we plan on being consistent. We plan on sticking to the routine. We know it's best for her. It's best for us as a family. It's best for us as a couple.
The routine works. The routine works for Ava. So I know they're 2 different kids, so we can't expect the same results. This is, learning lessons for parents who have 2 kids too. It works for Ava, and we're hoping for the best for Zora. But we are going to document it each night. And this may be just the first video to introduce what we're going to do. But I want to make sure that we had this on file because parents forget how stuff is. Like, if we didn't document this, she would not remember how sad she was.
And just know that my anxiety is on high, and I've already cried twice.
But mommy's okay, right? She's okay.
I thought she was crying.
So we're gonna have a movie night with Ava. Ava is not gonna sleep in the room with Zora tonight because we know what Zora's gonna be doing.
Crying.
Right. Okay, y'all, so it's been a month now since we started the video, and we've started the Ferber method, and just from the jump, I have to let y'all know it wasn't as easy as it was with Ava. With Ava, there were so many things that came into play that made it a lot easier. I'll let you tell.
So Ava had already experienced daycare, so she was familiar with self-soothing. She was a pacifier baby. She had been taking bottles. So all of that played a part in her being able to lay down and go to bed within about 4 days. So Zora is much, much different.
Much more clingier, as you can see. Like, as much as I tried to have hold Zora for this video, she lives with her mom.
Yeah.
And the Ferber method was a little bit different for us because of that life, quarantine life, the younger age, all those things came into a factor. So parents, if you're watching this, just think about your environment on how that may change or adjust the results that you get, because we went from having a 11-month-old for 3 days to having a 8-month-old that took how long?
About 10 days. 10 days. She cried every night. The first night was horrid. I second guessed everything. It took every ounce of courage to not go back in and get her out of bed.
The first night was probably about 30 to 40 minutes.
I would even go as far as say like 45 minutes solid.
And then incrementally it started getting smaller and smaller. So I would say if we say 45, then it went to 30, then to 20, then to 15, then to 10, then to 11, no, 9. Like each day it went shorter, but very much slower. She screamed. She wanted our attention. She would look at the door. And also the biggest change that we've had to deal with also along with her is that we have 2 kids in the same room. So we had to, do an audible and have Ava in our spare room sleeping for the first week. And then we had to figure out how Zora would react with somebody else in the room.
What also is a little more different this time, I watched the camera all night long. I couldn't go to sleep. I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning with my phone in my hand watching the camera because it was just the separation anxiety for myself, was very hard. It was hard for the both of us. It was definitely an adjustment. Once I made it through the first night, I'm like, okay, it gets easier. And it does get easier. The first night, I didn't know, like, is she gonna remember me? Is she still gonna love me? Is she gonna be mad at me? But it was necessary, and I'm glad that we stuck to it. I wouldn't change a thing. I feel like 8 months is a good time to put her in her own bed.
Right, because she can't stand up. She can't say your name.
Yeah.
Because it would be very hurtful if she was screaming and saying mommy or daddy, and trying to stand up or get out of the crib. So try to do it as quick as you can. And parents, just listen. Like, we have feelings. This is not easy for us. We're not robots. We love our kids, but we also know that it is best for them to be safe and for us to have our time too, to decompress. Working from home and having kids, there's a lack of time that we have. But I do want to highlight, as we were speaking about having 2 kids, the star that Ava has been throughout this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
She has been very gracious with her time. She's been very gracious with her room. She has been very smart and listening and going through all the changes that we have gone through. Okay, so I want to make sure that we gave a big shout out to Ava. She's had to change her whole routine for her sister to learn a new routine, and she has been doing so well. She hasn't even been getting the same amount of sleep that she usually would get, but she has been great. And I thank you, Ava, for being a good listener, and just a great kid all around, helping us get your sister in this new sleeping routine. So I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. And that's something that I don't want to ignore. So Ava, you can come up here and come to the video real quick. Have a seat. We'll talk to you about it just really quick. Okay, so Ava was doing so well. She, like I said, she had to sleep in a different room. And when mommy was very sad, especially the first and second night, Ava stepped in and became a prayer warrior. And I'll let mommy tell.
She prayed for me. She saw that I was crying, because it's not easy to hear your baby screaming and close the door on them. And Ava saw that, and she prayed for me, and that touched my heart in ways that she will never know, because that is what I needed at that time.
Our kids have been what we needed at this time too, and being able to see them grow and go through these changes is kind of hard, because you want them to stay a baby, but you also want them to mature and be great humans. And that's the whole point of all this, is to make sure that we are doing all that we can, so that when they are face to face with you all, that they have been trained. We want home training.
We want our kids trained and civilized, okay?
In a good way, in the most way, without having them.
Yes.
I want them to still be natural, but I still want them to know what to do and when to do it. So this has been a process. That's all I can say. For the fathers, I would say just be ready for the stress that it may put on your partner, because there is going to be that. This is going to be their separation. This is more of a Ferber method for my wife than it was for the baby, because the baby slept.
I know.
She slept all night. I asked mommy, did she sleep all night?
I did not. And I couldn't wait to wake up.
What time do you wake up every morning to get?
At 6:30, and I run in her room and I take her out of her bed at 6:30.
And when she wakes up, what is she doing? Does she smile? Does she get mad at you? Does she push you away?
No, it's like, hey, mommy. That's like the expression that I get, and I welcome it. I'm glad.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we gave you all a free, not free, but a real look into the Ferber method. And I hope that you can even check out the first one to see how that went if you have one kid, or if you're a little bit more down the line. But this one, she's been great. Ava's been great. Mom's been great. And I'm glad that we are to this point, because now we all are being great. Ava, what are your thoughts on Zora learning how to sleep in the bed?
Like, I don't want her to cry. When it's nighttime, I want her to go try to sleep and not her to cry.
She's getting better at this, though, isn't she? Mm-hmm. She doesn't cry every night. A month later, but you know, we're there.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. You know, the kids gonna tell the truth. So, but Zora, great job, girl. Ava, great job. Mommy, great job.
Yay.
And as we always, the way we what to always close our videos is make sure that as parents, you're being present and being patient and being proactive in your kids' lives so that they can become great humans. All right, Ava, what do you want them to do? You can say it.
Link down below to enjoy our video.
All right, until next time, y'all. Peace.
Go.
Say
Peace.
Oh, peace out.
Bye.